Hello, good morning. 1st of December. So let's see what are the news is there. Parliament recent session. So you have news about that happening. So I would say that something you have to revise is that Parliament and its basic features and its details from Lakshmikant need to be revised in the context of these news. But these news is, if there is some particular thing which is important, I'll pick it out. But as of now, like this one is, there's nothing much you can pick from there. We have a news in the later pages, we'll see that. So GDP, basic economics. See, understand what is GDP. I'm sure you know that. Differentiate between GDP vs GVA. That is something you have to do. GDP vs GVA, that needs to be looked into. Have conceptual clarity, because prelims may questions like these are asked always, and if you know the concepts really good, then it's easy. Otherwise you will find it difficult to solve between the four options that are given. Like another study about the Delhi pollution and the contribution of farm fires, this is very low, and it is primarily is because of the pollutant that is released within the city. That's one thing, but these days the chances of a Delhi pollution coming back as a question is rare. But you can always have a question on air pollution. That is possible anytime. So if you have to bring in that, write about that air pollution concept, you can always bring in the idea of this one to cite that vehicular emissions and sand and power plants are the reason behind this thing, and you don't know how to overemphasize on stubble burning. Sometimes when I am evaluating papers of students, I see that they overemphasize certain points, not with respect to stubble burning, but generally speaking, they emphasize certain points which are on the surface level, which appears to be the important point, but is not the case. So what happens is that we lose that impression. Okay, this guy does not know the reality that much, so he is prioritizing the a point which you need to be in the lower ranking. Okay, so that's an issue you can focus on while writing your answers. This is about Article 19 and free speech, how it is being suppressed these days based on the Munawar Farooqi incident, and also several other incidents that are happening around the country. So nothing much to read from this article, but you can always look into free speech in India. Free speech, what threats faced, what's the significance in a democracy, and way forward. This much of things you can look forward to as far as free speech in India is concerned. There is what threats for, okay, that is there. Provisions in constitution which, or articles in different laws which prevents free speech, that also can be looked into. Small grant but big opportunity for local bodies. This is a combination of health sector and local bodies, and how they can both come together and give practical solution. The basis of a finance commission recommendation that has been made to allocate certain grants, an amount of grants to local bodies. So please read that. A small article, maybe I don't think there will be a specific question on this article, but you can just use that as a fodder point in health related sector, or even in local government related sector. Okay, now terrorism with respect to Afghanistan. So please look into that. What is the phenomena, why it is proliferating these days, how the instability in the Afghan will lead to more drug exports, and what is implications for India, and how can we deal with that. You can generate more points. Okay, more points need to be looked into. This is an internal security topic. Okay, internal security. Suri recording. India's informal economy has not shrunk. What is Indian informal economy? I don't think this article is particularly important. What is India's economy? Informal economy, its size. What is it? Definition is needed. Why India is predominantly informal? Why informal? Significance of informal sector. Issues with informal economy, informal ആയിരിക്കുമ്പോഴത്തെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ എന്തൊക്കെയാണ്, and way forward. This much of things you can look into with respect to informal economy. controlling the cryptogeny. Read that again. We have dealt with that so many times now, so just skipping all that. But you should read that. I mean, I've highlighted the things. Just read that. Renounced citizenship. What is the process of renouncement of Indian citizenship? Acquiring, renouncing, and terminating. Okay, all these things, just look into it. Lakshmikant is enough. You don't have to mug up every detail of that. Just different types of acquiring, different types of renouncing or other termination. That much is required. No mains questions from that, just a prelims question if at all. Fiscal deficit, what is it? Look into it. Then we have Iran-US deal and a deadlock over nuclear capability. It's an old topic. It has been there for like 2010s, 2015s. This topic has been continuing. So read that. What the story is all about. The negotiations are restarting. So read that. Controversy around economic survey in Kerala, not much required. Parliamentary scrutiny on the back burner. This is a good article. So we had talked about this couple of times now. So basically talking about parliamentary standing committees, right, and the following the quality of debate and discussions in parliament. So please read that, read it, make notes. We have already discussed parliamentary standing committees and the declining quality of parliamentary debates. So we can basically add value to that note using this article. So if you haven't done that already, I suggest you do this thing, like the 4 in parliamentary debate, various functions. Make a note on that. You can obviously make notes like why, implications, and solutions. Okay, please do that. That is it for today. A lot of news are there. Please go through that. Start revising. Now also I think by this time you must have always started answer writing, right? So I want you to, like, if you haven't already, make sure you are writing at least 1 or 2 questions every day. Maybe you can write 1 question and you can structure another question. So there are a number of questions that can be processed from a newspaper, current day's newspaper. So parliamentary scrutiny is on the back burner. Examine the reasons and give practical solutions for the same. Just simple ആയിട്ട് ഫ്രെയിം ചെയ്യാമെങ്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ ചോദ്യം നമുക്ക് അപ്പോൾ തന്നെ എഴുതാം അല്ലേ, നമ്മൾ കാണുന്ന ടോപ്പിക്കിന്. സോ just try to write questions. Otherwise you will get questions in insights in the securel. There are a lot of questions. You can access all that. So any website that you are following, you can access that basically. So that much is what we have today. Have a good day.